Okay, I think we're finally live. Yay, YouTube is confusing. Anyways, what were you saying, Nakarth? We'll just go from there. No reason to repeat the recap.
I was asking Tap telepathically while we slowly eat our breakfasts and have our morning drinks somewhat dejectively, wondering if last night actually happened. If I was gonna ask Tap if he heard anything, like anything we should know lately.
Oh, just about the news, yeah.
Because yeah, between the news or what is it, the 12 heroes that we've been trying to get information about, and AH, but he's probably still just being slippery.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Tap will reply. Easy enough, since right now he's basically just preparing preparing the dishes, making sure they're clean and stuff for the day, and not having to actively entertain any guests. Yes. Unfortunately, not a lot of new news at the moment, since you asked me, I believe, just last night. Um, AH, as I mentioned, has been around the area where you all defeated the fire elementals. Um, we assume he probably witnessed it, but we were unable to confirm his presence the day of. It's a rather hectic event, as I'm sure you're aware. And he's also very slippery. I wouldn't be surprised if he uses quite a bit of disguise magic.
Hmm.
Just by how often we tend to lose him while trying to tail him.
Hmm.
The 12, there have been sightings of a few of them around here and there. Only a couple of them have been in passage recently. But it is strange that none of them showed up on the day of. Well, A, just to witness the airship dock. You'd think they'd all be interested in that, and B, none of them showed up even after the event to help clean up or anything.
Perhaps we're just too good.
Perhaps.
Alright, well, thank you.
Sure thing.
And that's basically all I got, and then I would share that with Felicia and Dross telepathically in turn.
Okay.
Out. Yeah, unless he signals that there was something else that he wanted to say.
Yeah, he kind of starts to say something as you're about to leave.
Oh.
So, about last night, I still don't know a lot of details. You said somebody was here for you and taking you down. Before I could even get help for you, it seemed like you were already out of there, fortunately. But what was all that?
Well, it appears House Lorendar learned of our role in the catastrophe.
I see. That
And
is.
the squad was dispatched.
I can see why that would be a problem, yes. Did they say how they caught you?
No.
Interesting.
And we did not think to ask. We were, well, a little on edge, you might say, or under the edge.
This is unfortunate timing with recent events. It seems like, based on that, I would advise you to lay low, but based on interactions with Aseo and House Orion itself, it seems like now is not the time to dally. I'm not sure which path you should take.
Me neither. We would like to find the Dragon Prophecy and then be done with our House Orion business so that we can repay our debt to House Lorendar. But
yeah, buddy, I think you nailed it there. We we can't afford to even think about Lorendar right now. That's a problem for the other dead, and
Yeah, I'm still
frankly
not
we're
even.
lucky enough that they're letting us walk for the time being.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure how I feel about the whole House Lerandar thing.
We made this bed.
I have my own grudges with them.
If we complete, if we end up getting what we need out of this city, well, I mean, these are two giants fighting with one another. I have no moral obligation towards the other, especially when all they want is further bloodshed.
Well,
We can
hopefully we can offer them an alternative to more bloodshed. But it seems they want more blood.
Well, if
Hopefully we can be clever enough to dissuade them.
we can be clever, or we can give them nothing.
And then they will be after us until the end of our days.
We'll see. I mean, you got a point.
I don't need another giant angry faction chasing me.
Can't follow you there, man.
As it is, I'm already really bad at laying low. Can't seem to keep out of everyone else's business.
Well,
Anyway.
First things first, though. Dragon prophecy. What's our next step here?
I don't know. We need, I think, we need to follow up with SAO. Like, could we arrange a meeting with him? A private meeting to discuss his intentions towards us.
Hey, I see nothing wrong with that. What do the rest of you think?
Well, I think it was really only me, you, and Dross at the table right now.
I think we could meet with them. That could be helpful. But until then, I'm going to do repairs.
Yeah.
If I've wandered down from upstairs at this point, I'll chime in.
Yeah, you may have.
Alright.
Certainly.
For
That
me,
makes the telepathic conversation way easier.
oh yeah, sort of just slide in, start acting as a relay easy. I am growing tired of being used as a weapon. I think that we should finish our business regarding the dragon prophecy without as any future bloodshed or unnecessary bloodshed.
Well, at least House Larendar did not give us a deadline. Just a target. So, when our business is conducted, we have to either become a weapon again, which I would prefer not to, or offer an alternative that will satisfy Larendar. And probably sever our relationship with House Orion altogether.
I mean, how important is it that we stay here?
Oh, in this city?
Yeah.
Probably not. Once we get the dragon prophecy, I think after that we'll be off somewhere else chasing a bit of it. I mean, what else are you supposed to do with the Dragon Prophecy? Nothing? You act on it, right?
Presumably.
That's what I'm thinking too. Is I think like our moment of reckoning with Lorendar has at least been delayed until after we can, as we've told them, get what we need from Orion, and at that point, they can threaten us. But if we need nothing more in this city, then we can make some sort of disappearance, even if we can pull it off in a way that they think we're going. Again, we gotta cross that bridge when we come to it. But I think, yeah, I agree with the sentiment that I don't want to create more bloodshed for the corporate war. I never want to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we survive and we can keep going on this, keep following this thread, then that's all that matters to me.
Well, I think the only question left is how angry are we going to make each of these houses? Either of these houses. And who would be the better ally?
And how big of a deal is it, presumably it's not particularly good for them to both want our blood.
No. So we either let our relationship stand with House. Well, I imagine obtaining the Dragon Prophecy is going to piss off House Orion if that becomes knowledge that is no longer exclusive. So,
well,
we will.
No, that's a good point, though. Is what's going to is if we at least come out of this with only one of these groups truly wanting to wipe us out. That exactly if we follow Lorendar here to get even, and then just create a blood debt from Orion, then what have we gained except more death? We just don't know right now. That's the tough part.
Well, I think it's good to lay out our goals.
I agree.
Considering I have a tendency to sometimes not think through everything on the spot. Anyway. We'll have to.
I think for now it is foolish to make plans without any real information. We don't know anything that we need to know about our target, or...
We don't even know if House Orion actually has the Dragon Prophecy, do we? It's only...
No. So far, we are simply chasing rumors. We need
We've done all this for
information.
Traveler be
Perhaps
praised.
we can ask them if they have anything they need ferreted out besides the building. And hopefully, one of these things might lead us to the Dragon Prophecy.
What do we know about the prophecy right now and its relationship with Orion? What leads do we have to chase now that we are in good standing?
I believe the only information we really had was that it was somewhere on House Orion's premise.
We have
a
suspicion that it's somewhere on House Orion's premise. But we don't have any knowledge of that.
We have nothing any more precise.
If I may interject something, since it just happened and your characters would remember it. Aseo did tell you on the way out that he knew why you were.
Right.
Mhm.
So we need to speak to Aseo.
That could mean any number of things. That's also
That's true.
not fair.
But I do think that's our best lead right now.
Mm-hmm. So what? Shall we arrange another private meeting with him? Ask if it's
Yes.
possible. I'm sure he's a busy man. It might be weeks away.
Yes, perhaps we shouldn't meet him in House Orion?
Why not? He was one of the men that knighted us.
Yes, but if
I think he means listening devices and spies.
yes, if he felt a need for secrecy in there, it might be better to be outside of.
Looking back on it, can I tell if he was like? Well, can I make a good guess on whether he was hiding it from the actual figurehead of the household, or just trying to be
I would
discreet
say-
with other listening ears?
I would say if anybody could, Faye would be the one to be able to make that check, since the communication was to Faye and was a
If it's
whisper off guard.
If I can make a check retroactively, yeah, let me know.
Yeah, if you want to, like Karath said, try to figure out if he was trying to guard it from the rest of the party or from the people of House Orion, you could make an insight check. I think that's reasonable.
So, 14.
Okay. So he seems like a hard person to read to you, just in general. Even from what you've heard about him, how he's older than he looks, and how it's strange that he's been the advisor of House Orion for a long time, and just the way, kind of the vibe you got from him while you were there. He's just a very strange person, whoever this is, this SAO. And so, without being able to even see his face when he said it, without being able to hear anything other than the firm grasp on your shoulder and the quick whisper right before the door closed, I'm going to say, unfortunately, you weren't really able to tell much about him.
Damn it.
I understand. I mean, I think that from all sorts of intuition and context I can work with, I feel like the Baron is not in league with SAO on this. He really does seem like he's operating on a different level, or else I think we would have gotten more suspicion from the Baron and not him. Like, I'm really going off nothing, and I get that, but let's. And like with that in mind, I very much feel that we shouldn't be like trying to do anything that would arouse suspicion for anyone other than SAO, like meeting him like outside. I think if we get him alone in a room in House Orion, I think that's where we can have ourselves a good conversation.
Okay, well, I'm inclined to defer to you on this one. You seem to have it thought out.
Maybe this is just hubris. I'm a little shaken,
No,
but it's our lead.
no, I like this plan. I think that was good. Perhaps we have the people who like talking go and talk to this man, and the people who don't come with me and we fix our railroad.
Who's a fellow talker?
Well,
I-
I can go to give you. I can go and remain silent. Basically.
Appreciate your moral support, and I'd be happy to have you there.
I mean, I can speak with you telepathically to give you insight, my insight into their motivations.
Do we have anyone charisma based who also has telepathic abilities?
I have both of those characteristics. I think,
He says, currently acting as the party's current telepathic relay.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
Hey,
but
does
your
anyone here
insight isn't
do?
+7.
I don't know, it's just funny.
No. What is my insight? 0, because my wisdom is 0.
I
Wisdom Club.
am generally pretty good at telling when someone's lying, so
And
I
I'm good
feel
at
like
the
I'm-
words, so yeah, dream
Yes.
team.
Yeah. So what do? We have. Let's see. We have Faye do the talking. I can communicate that talking, and
well, I can also just speak with Faye.
oh, well, yes,
Yeah,
that
y'all
my
feed me
bad.
the lines. I'm the mouthpiece.
Yes.
yes.
Be your Cyrano. Or no, I'll be your Cyrano. There we go. That's the metaphor I was going for.
I'm pretty but dumb.
I don't remember the other guy's name.
And
Oh well.
Carrick was agreeing with me in chat. I don't know how many of us are actually looking at chat right now.
Twerked. Oh shit. That's a dissenting point. Alright. Not your fault, bud.
Well, does anyone have access to spells that can deny prying eyes?
I don't think so.
Let's also consider if we're to read his interest and his comment on us as more cooperation than suspicion, then he'd have no problem getting us in somewhere safe to talk in Orion. And if we're to read it the other way, then why the hell would he come out and meet us somewhere in our ground? He's not going to do that.
Well, perhaps in neutral territory? Or the Sewers neutral territory?
I don't think such a man would stoop so low as to meet us in the sewers.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like we're trying to murder him with the burnt fish bodies.
I know you're used
Well,
to your covert operations, but I think we should try to, operate in the light a little bit.
Okay, listen, I think we, as to everyone else's understanding, like a tavern is a very neutral ground. It's just a business.
Mhm.
We can make the offer. We can make the suggestion even, but if he pushes back, this is all we've got.
Perhaps
We've
we
got
invite
it.
him to a high-end dinner, a high-end dining establishment.
oh, and that doesn't sound like we're trying to poison him.
I mean, I'll
I'm just being
take an
ornery.
excuse for some fine spirits and tender meat.
Sounds way creepier than it was.
I mean, it might have been a little creepy.
Oh yeah, Carrick makes a good point. Definitely not this tavern.
Well, at that point, let's go with the buttery biscuit method of somewhere real fancy.
Yes.
Let's go with the one where Alonso's staying, just as a real power move.
No. I don't think we should mix those two.
You don't want to just watch this campaign go off the rails so fast.
No. No, I do not.
Not that
Speed
kind of
run
chaotic.
to worst possible outcome. Honestly, I feel like every session we're one session away from everything fun. Yeah.
Some of you motherfuckers, I swear, you're on some dumb shit.
Yeah, I'm one of them. Anyway.
Anyway.
So we can perhaps write him a letter for an invitation and make a reservation somewhere.
Sure, yeah.
Felicia and Leroy, it would probably serve us well to figure out SAO's favorite establishment. He looks like the kind of man who frequents someplace extravagant.
That
Let's keep
man
it simple.
eats.
I mean, he's a fancy boy, and we know that. Let's just do some cursory research and get the best high grade and mid grade options in the city, and then offer the latter as a fallback point. If he's not having the buttery business, then I'll take him to a nice pub. Best we got. Show that we know how to treat a man.
Well, at least somewhere in the entertainment district would be like the higher end establishments, right?
Yeah, you gather that from the map, and the map doesn't have a listing of every single business in Passage, just more general areas, and like here's where probably most of the pubs are. Here's where more of the fancy establishments are. Here's where the red light district is. Yeah, that kind of shit.
Let's take him there.
I mean, hey, if we can gather information that he is a regular of the red light district anyway, perhaps.
Mayhaps, indeed. But yes, you could definitely gather where the fancier establishments would be at the very least.
I mean, because he knows we're already on the slimier side.
Indeed, they are somewhat closer to the House Orion headquarters itself and the entity. As it sort of gets wealthier as you go away from the center towards this edge.
I mean, nothing like holding a covert semi-business meeting at a strip club.
Listen, at this point, I'm just offering the perspective that let's make the conversation happen. I don't know how we do it is going to be the most relevant. I think we just gotta talk to our friend here.
Perhaps one of you two can befriend the secretary, his secretary or something, to get a look at his schedule to figure out his frequent establishments that he would be likely to meet us at anyway for any kind of business arrangement.
Oh, dang. Just got a comment on the Bastion OST in the background. It feels.
But that might be more work than it's worth. We could just go look up one of the higher rated establishments.
Yeah, let's pick a well-loved place and then get. I mean, he's the context in which we met Orion. I think he's a reasonable point of contact for us to reach out to. So I don't think we need to jump through too many hoops here. I think let's say, hey, we have some business to discuss now that we're with now that we have our current relationship with Orion, and see if we can have a conversation with him.
Yeah. So, who wants to go talk to him?
I'll go help.
at least us three and anyone else who's welcome.
No, thank you. That sounds like a terrible time.
Have fun working on the rail.
I would agree.
I would likely not. It is boring work.
Well, at least something around here will be getting railed.
Excuse me?
I'm
Just gonna let that
sorry.
one sit there.
Nope, not giving that one anything. Nope, just let it hang.
Hold up right
Let it
there.
hang, yeah.
I'm just gonna give the fucking Jim from The Office a look to Tap as he says that.
Warforged
No, you
aren't
gotta sit in it.
Warforged aren't particularly good at displaying emotions on their face, since generally their face is rather static with a hinge, maybe some moving eyebrows, eyelids. You know, they don't have a lot of you know, if you could even call it muscular structure in their face. But he, as best as he could, he makes that expression back.
Well,
All
let's
right.
be on our way then.
I will stop
Jesus.
making jokes.
Oh no, please don't.
You see, you think it's a bad thing, but we need moments like that.
Oh, it's important.
Absolutely.
Anyway. Says the fucking drunken monk. Anyway.
All right. So it was who is going along? To confirm.
Leroy, Faye, and Nakarath.
Mhm.
Okay. Everyone else is
And
staying
then I
behind.
think the Buildy boys are gonna go repair the
Yeah.
lightning rail, or at least start working on
Assumedly-
it.
Definitely Milos, because I need his gloves with the fabricate.
Right.
And honestly, probably just him and I could get it done.
Okay. So Milos, does that sound good to you?
Yep.
All right. So Milos and Drost will be doing that for the day. Yeah. Everyone else can have downtime, and depending on how long the conversation goes with Iseo and all those folk, they might end up getting downtime afterwards as well. Just depends on what you guys end up doing after the conversation. But yeah, so 3 of you will make your way over there. Advance time a little bit here. So it takes you a little bit to get over to House Orion. Not unusually so. It's relatively it's a normal day for Far, essentially the Friday of Eberron. But there's just some hustle and bustle about, and people are getting. You see a lot of construction workers go by, especially headed towards the plaza that was recently destroyed. You assume that the general increase in traffic is mostly related to that, and kind of getting everything set up there. And indeed, Tross and Milos, on your way there, you find many people starting to clear up rubble and even starting to reframe the structure of the building that the airship actually crashed through. As you begin to get to work on actually repairing the rail itself. Leroy, Faye, and Nakarth. As you approach House Orium, the guards have a look of instant recognition. And without even a word, they just open the gate and step aside.
This is a good start.
A small bow.
Thank you, sir.
And the guard actually doesn't say anything, but kind of looks like he's trying to think of what he should say, but he's never really interacted with a honorary member before, doesn't know what the proper greeting is, so he just sits there kind of staring at the ground. Small sweat drop as you all enter.
Big ol' smile.
Oh god, we're really high rollers, huh? Fuck.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you are high-ranking members of House Orion now, but also it's a unique position that hasn't really been granted, at least in a lot of these people's lifetimes. You're unsure. It's not necessarily even that you're like that much of a high roller, so much as it's just a weird title to have. Yeah, like it's just a title that people are unfamiliar with. Either way, people do seem to recognize you and are aware of you and will respond to you as if you are fairly high-ranking and easily give you directions to Asayo's office. You do go down a few of the same hallways, unless any of you want to visit any particular place in Orient before you head there.
On me.
No, I don't think so. Pass in the library.
Yeah, we already figured out there's not too much there.
Yeah, not a lot. All right. So you're directed down a few of the same hallways you went before on your way to the ceremony previous. But before getting to the very large, decadent office, you're kind of instructed to take a left down this other smaller passageway, which has one door at the end of it. And this door itself is purple with gold trim. There's a few potted plants next to it. There's windows all down the hall, and no other doorways on the hall except for this one door. It's kind of the hallway is almost like a second floor bridge between two of the buildings into the next building over.
Guys, rolling. See my goals. Let us be on.
Mm-hmm.
I will
Yeah.
approach the door and just give a light little musical knock. Just a tap, tap. Wait, tap.
All right.
'Cause I'm not a cop.
Nothing screams not a cop like saying, I'm not a cop.
I didn't say that out loud.
Anyways,
Knock, knock, knock.
I just heard him say
I
it
ain't
through
a
the
cop.
mental link that we already have established. Because I'm not a cop.
The internal monologue is just, not a cop.
yep,
Not a
yep.
cop.
You just
Not
got to
a
repeat
cop.
it. Got to make sure that
Yep.
if you're aware of it, then they'll be aware of it. Yep.
Not
So
Not a cop. Not a cop.
as you
Knock,
approach the
knock.
door, you knock it gently, and a brief moment later, it doesn't take long at all. The door creaks open a bit, and just you see a single eye poke through, just to kind of scan you all over, and then the door opens up wider as there is a moment of recognition, and you see before you a young woman, human, not terribly young, but a young adult, just dressed in a fancier clothes, not a dress but a suit, and she has a notepad and a pen. Yes, you're here to see Asayo.
Yes.
Yes, please.
You have
That was the goal.
you have an appointment.
We do not. We were hoping to make one if he wasn't available.
I will. I'll return shortly and see if he is. He's right.
Thank you
Wait,
so much.
wait here. Thank you. Be right back. He closes the door again.
I turned to Faye. We need an appointment?
I mean, I'm not happy about it either.
A few moments later, perhaps only 30 seconds or so, as there's just the sounds of very muffled conversation on the other side of the door briefly. And then the door creaks open again. Well, I say creaks, but it doesn't make a sound. It's much too nice of a door to creak. Yes, actually, Asayo says he's always got time in his schedule for distinguished guests such as yourself. So I'll see you right in. He's busy at this very moment, but he assured me within the next few minutes he will have time for you. And as she steps aside from the door, you see a small...
Did we just wake him up?
It is pretty early in the morning. It is before 9 a.m. I mean, that's not like early, but I mean, it's, yeah.
Yes, it is.
For a quick office visit, that's a little early. Regardless,
Anyway.
she opens the door and lets you all in, and there's a small waiting room that has a few windows in it, much like the outside hall. A few potted plants. There's a scattering of chairs. There's 4 chairs in addition to 1 chair behind a desk, where this young woman then goes and sits behind and begins to write a few things down. Will you all take a seat while you wait?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Sure.
Alright. A few minutes later, as promised, the door on the other side of the room opens up. I had mentioned previously that I should have. And Asayo just kind of confidently strides through it. His head tilted slightly back, his shoulders wide. Oh, hello, my valued guests. Come right in. Very interested to see what you have to discuss with me. I didn't recall summoning you, but I will always have my time available for you.
Thank you
He just
so
kind
much.
of he just kind of winks at Faye slightly, and then heads into his room.
Oh,
This man is
Oh, no.
soliciting sexual
Doesn't seem
favors from a
menacing.
cat.
It doesn't. Oh my god. I mean, listen. I don't know what this guy looks like. Is he hot?
um, as I mentioned previously, people have said that he's a lot older than he looks, but he does look very young and healthy and fit. And he's got a thin beard. His hair is kind of slicked back, you know, like the kind of the rich douche look. And yeah, he's wearing just the most ostentatious suit that is probably available in this city.
Mm.
Do you remember what
Silver
Mikara
fox.
said earlier? Yeah. Let's see. Anyway. going to
Anyway.
the office.
Anyway, yes, let's.
Yes.
after just ogling this man.
Upon entering
into the
this next room, the door closes behind you without anyone seeming to put their hands on it. And this room is much like the room you were just previously in. It's nice. There's a few open windows, a few potted plants. It's significantly more chilled than you would have expected from the rest of Aseo's appearance. Just very calm. And it's pretty much the same size as the waiting room you were in. Much unlike the Baron's personal office that was, you know, giant and decadent. But nonetheless, everything is very clean and very nice. Please, take a seat. And he kind of waves one of his hands, and a few chairs kind of scoot out from underneath his desk around to in front of the desk. 3 chairs, just enough for each of you. You may.
No, I may not.
You may not as well. And
I don't have it.
He also. Oh, fair enough. He also pulls a chair from underneath the desk, and they seem to come from nowhere. It's kind of surprising, but regardless. So, despite what I said in the presence of my secretary, I think I do know why you're all here today.
I'm going to speak in his mind and say, perhaps we should keep the more important parts of our conversation private, and I will communicate that to everyone.
Oh boy. Okay.
With you saying that, are we to understand that we're speaking privately right now?
Who are you? Are you just in that to Leroy? Or?
I'm talking to SAO.
Okay.
I'm talking to him.
Through Leroy's link or physically?
Oh.
Because Leroy
I
just
might have missed something.
Leroy.
I was opening things up for that, yeah.
Yes,
you
Leroy
don't have
just
to.
started.
We don't have to, so we could start by going physically, and then if he engages with the mind link, then we follow suit.
Yeah, either way, Leroy has already approached with a mental communication. You may continue with physical communication if you wish.
Oh, okay. I missed that detail. Let's wait for his response in the telepathic communication.
All right. So as you do so, he doesn't flinch or react. He does respond with kind of a puzzled tone. Interesting. Didn't know you had a telepath among your group. It's a useful skill to have. I assure you my office is well guarded, as is most of House Orion. Especially after recent events, we've had to tune up security a little bit, but either way, you can rest assured that this wing of House Orion, where myself and the Baron reside, are particularly well secured. But if it would put your mind at ease to communicate like this, I am not opposed.
Out loud, I'll say,
I sh-
well, we trust you. Well, shit, yeah. You know what, Faye, you just talk. I thought that. That was in character.
Then let us speak. Then let us speak verbally. Is what I was going to say. I just want to start off saying here that we are here on good terms, and I just don't want anyone to get the wrong idea there.
Yes, well, it's appreciated. As I was saying, the reason I know why you're here is the same reason that I know why you're here, well, in general, not just today. Here in House Orion, here in Passage.
And what is...
I'm not sure if you cut out there or not. You said what is?
I was... What is that reason
Oh, gotcha,
that you
gotcha.
believe that we're here?
Well, you, like many before you, seek, well, not just in Passage, all over Corvair, but more relevant to this conversation, a fragment of the Draconic Prophecy, yes?
That is correct.
Oh,
Suppose I might as well be forward.
well, shit.
And we will as well. That's our reason for being here. And if we're to be honest, we're still learning about this, and to just go off what I had mentioned before, I'm hoping that we can talk about this together, and if you to come to understand this further. We're not trying to do anything harmful to Orion. This is what brought us here. What can you tell us of the prophecy?
Well, as I'm sure, well, if you're seeking it, I'm sure you're aware it's immensely powerful in the wrong hands, especially. But immensely powerful in the right hands as well. Just very dangerous in the wrong hands. And so, I have been here at House Orion in Passage and all over Corvair for a very long time. And, well, despite my appearance, I'm a very old man. I've come to recognize the signs of someone who is looking into such things. It's not often that a group of powerful adventurers, for example, show up and try to curry favor with House Orion and work their way in, although I will say you are the first in a long time. And possibly the most successful so far. At least in gaining favor with House Orion. I am cautious, however, of what I can tell you about this. And that is what I wanted to discuss today. Just to skip
Tell us more.
over a whole bunch of nonsense that could happen. I grow tired of that. I'm too old for that. Instead of having you search for it repeatedly and have myself try to foil you or try to hide away the prophecy, I will just say this. Prove it to me. Prove to me that your reasons for wanting it are, well, are good, at least by my standards. And prove to me that I can trust you, and prove to me that I should bring you to it. I'd much rather that than us trying to have a battle of wits over it. And that is why I approached you. And if you cannot, if you cannot prove this to me, I ask that you just accept my advice that this is perhaps not something for you to meddle in, and take... Well, I will attempt to dissuade you from further pursuing it.
If it's to mean anything, I'm sure you're aware of what brought us here. I know that we want to do better. And what in terms of what we can do to prove ourselves, I'm happy to do that for however long it takes. And what can we do for Orient? And for you more than that, to show our worth, because especially if what you say is true, I believe us to be that group who only comes along so much in a long amount of time, and I think that we can show you that given the opportunity. I don't know much of the longer standing conflicts around here. We're new to the area, but I think we can show you that our hearts are in the right place.
Well, for starters, I myself am not actually particularly aware of why you seek the prophecy, only that you seek it. That is what I have come to be skilled at detecting over all these years. I've always been good at telling lies from truths, but I'm not a fortune teller or a mind reader. And so I know that you're seeking it, but I know not why, and that is what bothers me.
I would like to shoot to Felicia that tell him that I am trying to stop I am looking for a way to stop the Dreaming Dark. I do not trust myself to present my case.
My companion here, Nikara, is looking to stop the Dreaming Dark.
I see. Well, that is...
They have burned my home, and I seek revenge and a way to stop them from corrupting, stop their influence in this world.
Are you speaking directly now, Nakara?
Yes.
Okay. I see. That is indeed interesting. And if that is one member of your group's goal, as I know there are many of you, what are the rest of you in this for? Not that that isn't a noble goal, but I sense that that is not all.
You're a man of great power who's been around a long time, clearly, and I don't want to sound, young or stupid, but I've seen a lot of suffering in my time in this land, and I've been on the end of discrimination, and nothing gives me more sadness at the world, and I've always wanted to change it, and I've never had the power to. And to find the option in front of me to maybe be able to actually have some authority without having to work within some of the more draconian systems up there. That's the only thing that's ever really been a dream for me.
I see. That is a lofty goal as well, but a just one. I can appreciate that. You there, you haven't spoken as much since we entered the room. He gestures to you, Leroy. What would you say about all this?
Well, I've been put into this world for, it seems, a number of reasons. And for the longest time, those reasons were to bring about change that other people desired. It has come to my attention recently that there are problems I might be able to solve given my own volition and sufficient power. And I would really like to try and fix some of those. There are influences in the East that are troubling to me. There's something going on of an eldritch nature that even I don't understand completely. But I have a strong belief that seeing this prophecy might enable us to improve things just a little bit.
I see. I can certainly, well, I can't speak from a place of understanding, but I can say I am not thoroughly surprised that a Warforged would now, after the war, seek a purpose in something more just and something changing the world for the better. And that seems to be what all three of you are doing. Now, what of the rest of your group? I don't know if you all know the individuals, but does your group have a overall goal? I need to know that I can trust the rest of you as well. And I suppose...
I don't know that we've ever really worked together with a stated goal. I joined them as a happenstance. They rescued me from a cult. Did you? What brought you together? I look back over.
I think we were all just in a tough spot and needed assistance.
It's worth. We've been together a good long while at this point, and our moral compass has always been on roughly equal standing. And I mean, I'd love to give some of them the chance to really open up and share their most inner motivations about this, but you know, there hasn't been much strife, and upon the first time we really properly came together to work together, we were able to do some real good, and freeing a town of a very
Dark influence.
very awful situation and influence, and at least to me that gave me the resolve to keep going with them, knowing that we were all strong of heart.
All right. Alicia, make me a deception check with advantage. Granted by Nakareth.
Heck, were we lying just now?
Is it deception or persuasion?
Well, it sounded to me like you were hiding what truly brought you all together originally.
Sure.
It was mixed with truth, which is also
You're right.
lowering the
Same
DC.
as rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So advantage.
Please tell me you have good deception.
Yep, advantage granted by Nakareth, and
Alright,
the DC is lower since you weaved truth into
25.
it.
Nice!
That's what I'm about.
All right.
And I'm like watching
like
to
there
see if
probably
people
wasn't
use
a
it
way
or
to-
not.
Weaving
That was only one,
guidance
but I'm
there.
gonna fucking take it. Yeah.
24. Okay. Whew.
You say that in character?
No. But the insight roll was a 24, so you got very lucky.
Yeah. No, he's so in tune that he knows the fucking metagame. Yeah.
Yep. He just he takes a single d20 out and rolls it on the desk in front of you. Yes.
Comes up as a 20 and he just stares into your soul.
Yep.
And calls bullshit.
I see. Well, would you all say that, well, the three of you say that you trust the rest of your party, not just with your lives, and I don't say that to make light of your lives, but with far more than that, possibly the fate of the realm.
I do.
With them, if there's a will, there's a way.
I'm not always sure, but I think I'm the worst person here.
Well, good of you to volunteer that.
Well, I appreciate your honesty on that. Honestly, it would have been almost suspicious if there wasn't even a tiny bit of doubt among any of you.
I mean, we did kill innocents for you. So, I mean, we are clearly not the most pure of heart.
That was
But-
not the intention, and I'm still kept up about it.
Yeah, we
You need
had
to
hoped
get
to
over
avoid
it.
as many casualties as possible, but here we are.
Well, not only are mistakes made, but also it may be good to get used to that. And I don't mean to say that to discourage you, although it is important you know the weight of the prophecy. Sometimes you must weigh some lives against others, according to the prophecy. And the very fact that you were this determined to get to it, and that you obviously feel bad about what you had to do, certainly goes a long way for me. Alicia, can you make me or Faye rather, can you make me a persuasion check with advantage as well? From the previous statements.
Oh!
It's advantage.
advantage? That was
I
not.
did another one.
Yeah,
there
one
was.
more.
Oh yeah. Okay, hold on.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh, Papa's home.
Killing it!
I see. Well, I do think your reasons are just. I can appreciate that. But you must understand how hard it is to trust somebody with a weight this large.
We do understand. And if you need more proof by action rather than words, I'm willing to give that to you.
Kind of stops and thinks for a moment. I think this bears more thought. You've all been very convincing so far, and I think I'm growing to like you. I like your reasons. But it's been a long time since anyone's gotten even this far, and I must very, very strongly make sure. You see, no one's even gotten this close to the prophecy since... Well, no one's gotten this close since the war. And many years before the end of it. At least not to my fragment of it. And so, I'm especially cautious now, as I'm sure you all are aware. There's plenty of tensions still around, and
Wait, do you
my
know?
music just completely changed without me meaning to. Woo.
Oh no, but this one's a bop after that whole album, though.
It is,
so.
but sorry. Distractions. He continues.
Do you know something about the morning?
What's this about morning?
He just kind of pauses.
Hmm?
He kind of falters on what he
Because
was.
wait, the morning was a result of the war, right?
If you're asking me as a DM question, that's currently not entirely known. as a.
But it was towards the end of the war.
It was basically the nuke dropping on the continent and then everyone signing a peace treaty afterwards. Nobody actually knows why it happens, but they just thought, well, an entire country just completely disappeared and we have no idea what's going on. Everybody just stop using weapons just in case. It was basically it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a real power move.
Okay.
So nobody knows who did it, or if it was a freak accident, or what it was, or anything about it,
All right,
except
and I
that
just
it's nasty.
asked him point blank if he knows anything about the nuke. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So he kind of falters on what he's saying next. No. I don't know anything about the morning, although I would not be surprised if somewhere in the prophecy you could find something about it. In fact, I know for a fact that somewhere in the prophecy you could find something about it. It's just which fragment and where. There's something that large, there's no way it wasn't as part of the prophecy.
Well, I was wondering if you knew someone chasing the prophecy that might have known something. I suppose it doesn't matter. It's none of our business.
Oh, I'm absolutely aware of forces chasing the prophecy. I think many people currently want the war to start again. Especially amongst the dragon-marked houses, not so much the countries themselves. Although I'm sure there's enough cultural tension between the various nations that many people would immediately take up arms again against the people they were fighting, against those that killed their family members and their friends just recently. But from the house's perspectives, this is something I've tried to steer Orion away from, but the war was profitable. Especially towards the end for houses like House Lorandar, and that's one of the reasons we are in a bit of tension with, to reuse the word.
Well, suddenly I feel a little less bad about inconveniencing them as such.
Yes, well, I'm not certain that Lorandar or any other house in particular, I don't have any intel on it, but if anyone was seeking to start the war again, it would either be out of revenge or from profit. And House Lorandar did make a lot of money on airships in the last decade or so of the war. Although that's not singular to House Lorandar. I'm sure out of anyone, why am I drawing a blank?
Orion, Kenneth.
Kenneth,
Lorandar.
thank you, Kenneth. I'm sure out of anyone, House Kenneth making weapons made the most money. Especially with the Warforged. And he turns to Leroy. Apologies. The living weapons they designed to fight in their stead, in the stead of humans.
Don't take exception.
But in one way or another, I'm sure every house profited off of it. And as I said, it's not an ideology I've allowed to foster within Orion from my position, but we certainly were no stranger to profit during the war either. So yes, I'm aware of those who, well, at least aware of the possibility of those who would seek the prophecy in order to spark the war again, and that is why I am so cautious.
I would very much like to avoid more conflicts and end as many as possible. Hopefully for the better.
One unfortunate quality of profit-driven beings, such as houses and companies, is that they are less moral in general.
Yes. Certainly, a lot of room for reform, even with an Orion. I have worked for Orion for a long time. I of all would probably know that best.
How long you've worked for Orion? Probably, yeah. Sorry, bad joke.
Many years. I've lost count. Yeah, okay. I was gonna ask for a persuasion check on the last thing that Nakar had said. Before Leroy jumped in.
Oh no. Shit. Normal or advantage?
Just normal. Nobody spoke up
Oh,
about the
fuck.
same topic.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
that's not
funny.
bad.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's fine.
So as you
Cool,
say
cool.
that, he just kind of nods in agreement, and then Leroy speaks up.
As he does.
Well, I certainly feel like I know you all better, and I am very confident in my ability to see through lies. And I don't think you've been lying to me today. I'd like to meet the rest of your group, and then perhaps we can discuss some way for you to prove yourself. I'm not even sure how. This will require some thought on my part.
Can we meet you next?
Well, I'm busy for the rest of today. Although, if you are free in the evening, that could work. Also free in the evenings of the next several days. Actually, tomorrow, he kind of is flipping through some papers on his desk. Actually, tomorrow, I forgot what day of the week it is. I'm free all day tomorrow.
It's like, what, Saturday? No, I got plans.
Yeah, tomorrow would be the equivalent of Saturday.
Well, I do believe Drost, Milos, and Carrick are all currently working on repairing the lightning rail.
We can pull him away for a little bit for something as
Yes.
important as this.
So if you would name your time and place tomorrow.
All right. I believe I know where you're
Actually-
staying, and I'm sure I can get a courier to deliver you a message of some kind. You'll hear from me soon. It was a pleasure talking with you all and getting to know you better.
Pleasure was ours.
Same here. Thank you
Indeed.
so much.
Thank you.
And as you say that, without him even moving, the door behind you just swings open, gently, but open. You only really notice by the light coming in from the other room, just lighting up this room slightly more. And as you all stand up and leave, he shuffles the chairs back under his desk again, and the door closes. As you're walking out, the secretary will ask you, "Oh, so are you? Would you like to make another appointment on your way out, or are you?" Just kind of shows off.
Oh, no thank you.
He said he'll call on us when he needs our services.
Oh, very well. Have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you so much.
She just kind of smiles and gives you a short bow.
Alright, power walking out of here.
All right.
Once we're outside, I will cast message to. It's who all's working on the construction site?
At least Drost and Carrick.
I think it's Dross and
Or not method
Milos.
sending.
I think Kirk is
Yeah,
currently in
Ross and
downtime.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Whoops.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yay.
Yeah, you can finally speak.
Yeah, so Milos or Drost, I will send a message, or cast sending, and say, that man Aseo, who we went to meet with, is an ally to us in our more secret capacity. He will show us what we... And that's 25 words. Shit.
Is that to one of us or to both?
One.
It's one of you. I
It's
don't
just
know.
one, right? Alright.
Pick one.
Drost.
Alright. You're actually making me think this is terrible.
Or Milos.
You just hear, okay.
Perfect.
There is a limited word count on that spell, so
Yep.
smart.
Good thing OK fits into that word count.
Just barely.
Why use 25 words when you can use one?
Why use
Damn.
lot word when few do trick?
Yep.
Exactly.
All right. On your way out, Nakarth, with your passive perception, just across the street, on the top of a building, is a lone raven. And as you exit the building, it flies away.
Oh, shit.
Shoot the raven. Just kill the raven.
Well, seems we were being watched by... Are we assuming the Raven is House Loren? As I speak to Faye telepathically. We were being watched by the Raven again. Is that House Lorendar or... Yes, probably.
It's gotta be Lorendar, but there's no way. There's no way it could have picked up on anything indoors. That man's got some magic.
Perhaps not, but well, they know we were speaking with them.
Well,
So-
it's not really out of the ordinary for us to be meeting with House Orion, or at least people in there.
No, we're
So
building our new relationship. But they are still watching us, and will probably expect reports.
true.
I fear we are delaying the inevitable where they attack us.
Well, there's always leaving as soon as we see the Dragon Prophecy and letting them try and find us.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go finish meeting with the others, shall we? Or
Sure.
head back to the inn.
All right.
I think that's all the business we really have for the day.
Yes.
So, at this point, as you make your way back, I will note, it is early enough in the day that you could take a kind of late, the rest of you, the three of you rather, could take a rather late downtime day if you wanted to. It would end,
Ooh.
a little bit later in the evening, but you could do so if you wish.
Man, but my beauty sleep.
Dream roads.
And so, Drost and Milos are spending their day of downtime on the repairs, and due to the glove that the gloves rather that you were given, Milos, with Drost's help, shifting rubble around and stuff, and just your combined expertise in this kind of work, you're able to complete the rail repairs in a single day.
Oh shit.
Milos, could you just roll me a flat d20?
Uh-oh.
Alright. That's an 11.
All right. There were no mishaps during the construction.
Oh, thank goodness.
It was quick. It was clean. You guys did a good job, and you didn't interfere with the others around you, and they didn't interfere with you. Easy day of work. Well, I mean, not easy work, although magic took care of most of it. But you get what I mean.
easy,
Yep.
but
So
not easy.
the rest of you may spend downtime as you wish for a single day. If anything costs gold, let me know and all that, or rolls depending on what you want. But I assume a lot of you will simply be doing research and/or crafting. It's easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
Nakareth, I know you were crafting your tattoo, right?
Yeah.
Did we have you already expend gold for the material costs of the crafting yet, or no?
No.
Okay. I'll actually have to double check how much that'll be, because that would be something you need to pay up front.
Oh shit. At least I don't think we did.
I don't think so either. I don't recall doing it, at least. I don't recall even looking up what it was. I need to quickly look up the tattoo itself. Okay. So in material costs for crafting it, it'll just be 200 gold pieces.
Oh, that's not bad. I think I have that.
Not bad. It's an uncommon item.
Upgrading it later, though.
So slight retroactive payment. Probably your first day of downtime as you going out and getting the materials and stuff. But yeah, either way, that is now taken care of. If you want to note that somewhere, so we don't forget about it. Good. Anyone doing anything out of the ordinary with their downtime?
I'm just spending time. Actually, you know what? Daytime, I'll help with the tattoo.
All right. So while Nakareth is designing the needle that will apply the tattoo, and Leroy is assisting with developing the ink with his chemical skill. So Nakareth can
yeah,
have extra day.
I don't believe Joss got downtime just because of working. So
Yeah, your downtime was essentially
Yeah.
completing the task that Orion put before you.
so we're gonna stick with that.
Very nice.
Carrick is just tinkering with his harness.
Okay, more progress on that. Good. We'll say then that it is now evening. I guess I should mark off for Nala one more day of progress training. I assume that's what he'd do. Okay. So, we'll assume it is now evening. We'll actually skip forward in time.
No assumption necessary.
There we go. It is now pretty late at night, a little after 9 p.m., but you have all completed your full day's worth of work. Some of you a few hours ago and have already gotten to start relaxing. Especially, basically everyone who didn't go to House Orion earlier has already finished. But those of you who went to House Orion are just finishing up now. And again, as usual, when you've all been completing downtime, Tap has just brought you food out of courtesy and, doing the least he can to help you all.
Man, what a guy.
All right. So, anything anyone else wants to get done? Any conversations or tasks you want to complete before you all rest for the evening?
I think I'm good.
Right. Leroy, I assume you're staying up and completing more research, or are you?
Yeah, I'll do. You know what? I'll just keep working on tattoo ink research. I don't know how many days total I can contribute to that, but
I think I'll say you can contribute roughly half of the crafting for that, since Nakara definitely needs to finish the needle for that.
okay.
Okay, I don't know how much has been him and how much has been me.
I think that's
I've given you 2 days at this point.
I think you helped him one more time previously, so I think that's today, the previous time, and then tonight would be 3 total days. Yeah,
Okay.
as long as you keep it roughly, like I'm not gonna nitpick over like a couple days here or there, but
Yeah. So
Had-
I'll finish up my contribution to that, and then move on
I
to
had-
other stuff.
I think I had 2 days. Shit, should I be at 5 or 6 right now? Fuck.
If you just increased it by 1, I don't think you were very far into it yet. 5 or 6 days.
I
sounds
think
right,
I was
but-
at 2.
Okay.
I was at 2, and then since he was helping me with it, I figured I would put my point into that instead of the robes.
Sure.
So that's 3, and then he's giving me. Okay, so yeah, so 6
All right. Sounds good.
since he's giving me 2.
So at this point, Leroy has brought you a small vial of some rather fine enchanted ink that you can use in the process. And, you'll need some adjustments to it as you imbue it with the specific spells and incantations that are required. But the ink is of high enough quality for you to use. Essentially, is what he has provided you with. Go.
Try this out.
Wonderful, thank you. Looks excellent.
All right. Leroy, are you going to be particularly watchful during the evening, or are you just going to go about your business?
If it's possible to both, to both work on this and be vigilant, I'd like to do that.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. It's not like you're. It won't require your full attention so much so that you wouldn't hear sounds and be able to look out your window occasionally. I think that's pretty fair.
Okay. Yeah. So I will
roll me a perception check, please, for the evening.
All right. Oh, heck. Other window now. There we go. Hey.
Yeah, unfortunately, despite what I said earlier, you were just slightly too distracted tonight, and you didn't end up noticing anything out of the ordinary. Which could be a good sign, but you're unsure.
But probably not.
That ink is so magic.
It's very magic, yes. Alright. It's now the next day. You all awake, unless any of you would particularly like to sleep in. It's always an option.
I do not awake.
Right. I'm sorry. All of you but Leroy awake.
Actually, I was trying to imply that I was still asleep, but also yeah, because I don't awake.
Leroy is constantly in a woke state. So. And Leroy actually, as the sun begins to rise and everyone begins to stir and wake up, just as the sun peaks over the horizon, you begin to hear the pitter-patter of raindrops on the roof. It's just a little bit of a rain today. It's not heavy downpour, but kind of a humid rain. All right, what will you all do?
Work on shit until we get our invitation from SAO.
All right.
Did he say he was going to give us an invitation, or are we just rolling in when we want to?
We were waiting for a message. Like, he said he was going to send a carrier to us for when we could meet today.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy to just wait.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess that's fine with me. We'll say it's another day of downtime for those who want to take it, and then at some point during the day, a message will arrive and you can adjust as needed.
I was gonna say, if I'm forced to sit around and wait for this dude, I'm just gonna do downtime stuff.
Yeah, there's no reason you couldn't do downtime. Even if you met with him halfway through the day, you could continue it afterwards. So yeah, you may all mark off another day of downtime at your desired activity.
All right. At this point, I'll start splitting between ink and research.
Okay.
I'll do research for today.
Okay.
I
put another point in
Foundry
my
can I track
claw?
this stuff?
So in the like the actors section, the actors directory in the top right corner. You should see your character sheet.
Yeah.
You can open up, and kind of in the middle right side of the character sheet, there's a downtime tab, and you could just
There it
increase
is.
those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and since yours is a progressive thing, I'm syncing the progress of all three of them. So,
Okay.
because when you finish the uncommon one, that progress will just transfer over to the rare one, and so on and so forth.
All right then. Perfect.
Is this 2 or 3 total days of downtime? So far?
For this session, that has been 2 days of downtime. Leroy is an exception
okay.
because he does not sleep.
Fair.
And he not only doesn't sleep, he doesn't even need a trance or anything due to a combination of 2 separate features that say he doesn't have to sleep. I was rolling that.
Leroy stopped sleeping a long time ago.
Yep.
He developed
It's
Actually-
inefficient.
emotions.
Actually, I don't think Leroy's probably ever intentionally slept in his life. as
That's
far as
true.
Warforged
Leroy
go.
stopped resting.
Yes. he never takes a break now. Alright.
We just have 2 people that
The
don't
ideal
actually dream.
employee.
That's true as well. I guess Leroy experienced his first ever quote-unquote dream pretty recently.
Yeah, which he's been reading about dreams.
Yep.
And that particular dream.
Alright. So, about midday, a little after 11 a.m., a courier does arrive. A bit fancier than the usual couriers you've seen traveling around around Passage. Definitely, he's in the purple, gold, and silver of the House Orient colors, and looks to be more of a personal courier of Asseos. As he enters, Tap greets him because you're all busy, unless any of you would be doing research downstairs, which is valid. You know, just sitting at a table working on your notes. And then Tap would come in and get all of you. Tap just begins to read the note to you. I guess that's the easiest way to say it.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So let's see. This is in. All right. It's a letter from Sao himself. It appears to say, "Hello, distinguished members of House Orion. As previously discussed, I am free today, and I think it best that we all meet in person so that I can discuss with all of you the nature of our business. Let us meet at the Fantastic Fiddle, my favorite pub in the entertainment district. Tonight, 6:30 p.m. I'll already have a table ready for us. Just dress nice."
Uh-oh.
And then the letter ends, sincerely, Sao, Tap reads. And it has like
Is
a
anyone else
seal.
thinking what I'm thinking?
Shopping.
Not only shopping, but we can dress as distinctively. I mean, I'm thinking like Cap with an enormous blood red feather in it, just so he knows who we are. You know,
Oh yeah, go for it.
important to be able to figure out who you're meeting with. No, I think
You've
that's
met like all of us.
I know.
Yeah. And Belisar is actually with you as this is being read as well. Tap managed to get him down. He says, "You know, as I am, I don't think it's very possible for me to dress nicely. So I think I will stay behind for this one."
Come on,
Well.
Balazar.
I have a prosthetic limb and I dress nicely sometimes.
I think we can find something.
I practically am a prosthetic limb.
Very well,
Alright,
if you say so.
I'm gonna go find someone that can make me some nice robes.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
I'm going.
Expensive skill,
In-
expensive robes.
Yeah, in 7 hours of work, you might not be able to find somebody who can make you some nice robes, but you could probably purchase some and have them quickly tailored or something.
All right, yeah, that's good enough.
All right.
Here, I'll throw. Let me get this shit.
All right. So what are you looking for in a Karth?
I don't know, some simple black robes with a nice yellow accent.
Okay, just clean and proper. Sure.
Yeah, with I don't know. Shit, what would be a good expensive material? Silk, I guess.
Satin or silk.
Satin.
Sure. There you go.
Sure, satin.
Is anyone shopping with Nakarth, or Nakarth, would you like to make a haggling
Sure.
check?
Eric will go with him.
Yeah.
Joss will specifically go with Nakarth because he's also looking for simple.
Okay. Nakarth, would you like to attempt to haggle yourself, or would you like to have a party member help you out with it?
Oh god, if Felicia could do that for me, that would be wonderful.
I got
But-
you. I'll also be advocating for myself.
All right, Felicia.
You have fancy robes.
No, I'm going for a
You need a new outfit.
not fancy enough. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I might have motives here.
All right, so Felicia,
no.
make me a persuasion check, please.
Right.
18. Okay, good. Why is this not? There's the table. Okay. So, you're able to find someone who has just what you're looking for in a Karth. Just very simple with the trim how you want it, and just very proper and clean without being too ostentatious.
Oh, wonderful.
And after discussing with Felicia a bit, they end up at a cost of 15 gold pieces for the suit.
All right.
And that will
I can
be
do that.
fine clothes you can add to your inventory and mark up notes on them as you wish.
Cool. God, spending money like water today.
All right. Who's up
Have
next?
a nice dinner.
Oh, that's me.
All right. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a very, very, very trim black pantsuit with burgundy accents to match my hair color.
Okay. Very nice.
Like it.
While you're shopping with the Karth, you happen to see a few things by this vendor as well that you are able to, or tailor rather, that catch your eye, and you ask for a few simple modifications, and they're happy to do business with you again. Go ahead and roll me another persuasion check. Okay. They agree to sell it to you at the same price that they sold to Nakarth. 15 gold pieces for your suit as well.
Delicious.
Who's up next?
Dross can go next. He is just gonna ask to start if they have anything in his size.
Yes, and as you enter the same tailor that Felicia and Nakarth were shopping at, their eyes just kind of go a little bit wide, as Goliaths aren't particularly common around this area, and now there's 2 of them. They just kind of, as you're looking through some things and holding them up, like kind of holding them up to your body to see if there's even a chance of it, it's way too small. There's not even a slight chance of it. Not even alterations will make it work.
What's the stretchiest material you have?
And so they guide you to another tailor in town who is not a Goliath, but is a half-orc of a rather large stature, and the clothes they sell tend to be a bit larger as well, and they're happy to make something, or to alter a few things, make something a little bit larger for you, although it might be a little bit too tight, but you can probably make it work. Especially with how ripped I assume Drost is.
Insanely, and I'll do it.
Alright. So what are you looking for in particular?
Knowledge is gonna look like Chippendale.
Honestly, I thought the most fun thing would be like simple, kind of like shirt and trousers, and then just straight up like a trench coat.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
Like one that's kind of like gold threading and like all dark colors, but the trench coat with like gold threading and stuff just to make it fancy.
Sure. Okay. Would you have Faye along with you as well?
Probably.
All right. Go ahead.
Be
and-
around.
Another persuasion
Yeah.
check, please.
There we go.
Ugh.
Oh, bitch! Really?
Excellent.
That's what you nat 20.
Of course it is.
Fucking
So
20.
this rather large half orc is surprised to have a Goliath come into his shop, and he never expected to see the day. And he's got some designs he just has to see if they fit you. And so of course, after you find what you're looking for, he offers it to you for 9 gold pieces.
Damn.
9 gold sounds like a steal.
And Nala will just get the same thing. Because he's not here to say otherwise.
Lol.
Alright, so that's 9 him as well, and yeah, you can add fine clothes to your inventory. Who's up next?
I think everyone else is gone. No.
Arik, Milos, Balasar, and Leroy have not gone.
Oh,
well,
Alisar's coming. Shit.
I'll go.
Unless I'm missing somebody else. No.
Probably at the half orc tailor, given my height.
Hmm.
I mean, if the other one works for really, really tall people who just don't happen to be so thick, that works too. Anyway, midnight black suit, satin jacket, and cotton shirt and pants.
Alright.
No shoes because the brass accenting from my body works perfectly for that. And a crushed velvet green cape that fastens the neck and high collar floats to the ground.
Alright.
Of course, a warlock needs a high collar.
Of
You
course.
know it.
Alright.
Dark emerald green.
Will you be haggling yourself, or are you going to have Felicia do that for you as well?
I will guide Felicia.
There we go. Nice.
Juicy. I mean,
Plus a d4.
fuck it. How do you do it again?
I just rolled it for you. There you go. So it's 26. Yeah. So again,
46? What?
26. Sorry.
Oh, I was like, what?
Not quite. Not quite that.
What kind of persuasion?
This
level
this
is
isn't this isn't quite Pathfinder.
Nope.
Nice.
So yeah, at the half orc vendor, after doing business with both Nala and Dross, he's very clearly excited to be doing business with you in general, and has gotten familiar with you all. And he can procure what you're looking for rather quickly for, again, 9 gold pieces.
All right. That's where all my money is going in the future.
All right, Milos, Karik, and Balasar.
I'll get a nice.
Carrot? Oh,
Oh,
go
go
for it.
ahead.
Go for it. You got it.
Okay, I'll get a nice simple black suit.
Okay. Probably go back to the first tailor for that, that everyone else has shopped at. Already familiar with Felicia. Go ahead and make another persuasion check, unless Milos wants to do that himself.
Probably not.
Alright.
I'm not a persuasive person.
Okay, that's another purchase of fine clothes at cost, so 15 gold pieces.
All right.
Alright, Karik, what do you want?
Carrick is going to look for a green and/or blue suit with gold trim,
Alright, very nice.
high collar.
Okay, so at the tailor that most of the rest of your party has been shopping at, it's mostly fairly simple. They The half orc managed to scrap some things together for Leroy. Scrap together, not trying to make light of it, but he managed to pull together a nice outfit for Leroy. But the original vendor that everyone else has been going to seems to have mostly very simple, plain things. So you shop around for a little bit. It doesn't take long before you find another building within Passage that sells much more fantastic looking clothing. And you're able to find what you're looking for. Are you haggling for yourself, or are you having Felicia do it?
I'll have Felicia do it.
Right.
I'm helping.
Yes, you are.
Okay, 9 gold pieces. And after you're done with that, Balasar will turn to you and say, this isn't really my specialty. Any ideas what I should go for? And as a reminder, he is a blue dragonborn, although very thin for a dragonborn, with lots of like brass and gold trim from all the prosthetics.
I think a similar looking suit to mine would fit you fine.
Something with shoulder pads.
Yeah, we can get some shoulder pads.
Perfect. All right, so you get similar suit to Karik's, but with shoulder pads. Sounds good. And though he is a dragonborn and fairly large, he's fairly thin for a dragonborn, and so you're able to go to that same tailor as well. One last, actually, out of everyone, Balasar is going to try to do it himself. Finally, the one person. And he is going to fail miserably, showing that really he should have just let Felicia do it.
Serves you right.
So as he's kind of describing what he wants to the tailor, and Tail's kind of piecing it together, and he's critiquing here and there, despite saying earlier that he had no idea what he was doing here. He sure is giving a lot of feedback to this tailor. And at the end, the tailor just seems done with him and asks for 22 gold pieces, which he ends up handing over. After a bit of discussion.
That's an oof.
That's a natural one, is what that was.
Oof.
Don't you love it when the dice fit the narrative? Okay, good. I think that's where we'll call it there, and we'll say that you guys complete your day of downtime before the evening meeting with SAO, and we will pick up next time right at that meeting with you all in your fancy new clothes.
Marvelous.
Oh yeah.